What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I'm here with Anthony, Lori, and Mike, and we are talking about everything today. We were originally going to do The Boys episode 2 for season 3, but some time constraints have kind of come up in the last few minutes, so we just decided we're just going to shoot the breeze and just talk about all the geek stuff that's going on, and we'll do The Boys 2 later. So we're not going to do too much spoilery stuff because Lori has not had an opportunity to see anything. She was telling me and Anthony before you got on, she hasn't seen Kenobi yet. She hasn't seen Miss Marvel yet. She's only seen.
Wait, she hasn't seen any of them? Not one of them?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I think she said she's only gotten up to episode 3 of The Boys. And
she
hasn't seen Doctor Strange yet. But I mean, Doctor Strange just came out today on Disney Plus. So I wouldn't have expected her to be able. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected her to be able to watch it yet because she's on California time. I mean, it's literally just after work for her. But without,
and I don't think she's seen Stranger Things. She hasn't seen any of the Umbrella Academy.
And that was the thing that started off this conversation because I was like, I thought about it this morning while I was at work. And I was like, why did I say let's record on Wednesday and Umbrella Academy came out? Like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Right. We were in episode 1 and you were like, oh, we're recording tonight. I was like, oh, crap.
Nah.
Yeah, it's like there's so much stuff going on. It's like I'm still in Marvel and Obi-Wan territory. Like I'm only on episode 2 of Stranger Things. I haven't even started Umbrella Academy. I'm just like, there's so much shit to watch.
So much.
Umbrella Academy is wild.
I believe it. I believe it. I already got a spoiler on Twitter. Somebody posted a spoiler for episode 1, and I was like, this shit ain't even been out 12 hours yet. Really? Like, oh, we will probably like that. I want them to roast in the Georgia heat like Anakin Skywalker. That's what I want right now. Oh my god!
And that last episode of Obi-Wan was
bruh. Good. How? Okay, this is one of the first times that they've had the 5th episode. The episode before last is usually the penultimate episode till the next one. This one, holy fuck. It was, I mean, we were talking about how a lot of Marvel movies are fan service. What happened in this last episode is fan service to end all fan services.
But it was like, in such a good way.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good. Oh
I was telling Hanako, I have my issues with the show, like episodes 2, 3, and 4. But, 5 and 6 really make up for it.
They brought it home. They brought it home really well. Like
a couple of things though, they pulled too much inspiration from Rebels. I can't talk about it without spoiling it. Okay. And also,
is that where the Inquisitors came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. And I went back and I looked that up a little bit. I don't care if you guys spoil or not. I'm probably not going to watch this until like 3 weeks from now. I might forget everything. But this is my summer of not giving a care to watching or not watching unless I have to because I got other stuff going on. That's my summer, which is usually not me.
Understandable. I mean, understandable.
And then they had the nerve to get in your feels, like all in your feels at the end of that episode, like. Ooh, like even the very last moment of the episode, I was just like,
let me tell you,
like I was getting ready to cry. I was like that I was just like that. They did it so well. That was such a well done video.
Let me tell you, Vivian Lyra Blair, Carrie Fisher is grinning so hard from Beyond the Stars right now. That little girl. Oh my gosh, she was so amazing in this show. Like it literally, it's so funny because I was looking up, I was trying to figure out the actor's name that plays young Luke because he looks like somebody I've seen before, but he only has 3 acting credits. Like he's a newer actor. But as I'm looking at the cast list, when you go to Google, it says, Obi-Wan Kenobi cast. And it's so weird because Ewan McGregor is not even top billed when you look at this list. It's like Hayden Christensen, Vivian Lyra Blair, Moses, and then Ewan. I was like, how are you not top billed in your own show?
He probably did that on purpose because he's one of the executive producers.
Right. So he doesn't really need to shine. He's like, give them a shine. I'm good. Don't worry about me.
I mean,
speaking of that,
they deserve it.
One of the underrated performances in this is Junior Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
like I really enjoyed his performance. I did. I was like, okay, I need to see more of his character in it. I really liked him.
Indira Varma.
Yes, I was so happy to see her in there because when I saw her, I was like, I was just so happy.
Amazing.
She's an actress that's had a lot of stuff that she's worked on. Everything from Rome to what was the DC one? The Chance character. I forget the name of it, but she's a favorite. But O'Shea Jackson, ever since the movie that he did about his dad and all them, I mean, this kid is really a good actor. I mean,
he's excellent. He's really underrated. I think he is.
Really well.
Yeah, he really is.
I really would love to see another I feel like where they left off with Kenobi, how they ended it, it's perfect. We don't need a second season. Like I feel like, especially going into the story that we know as far as Star Wars with Darth Vader and how all that happens, the original movies, I feel like they ended it in a great place. But there are other things I want to see. I want to see a little bit more of Reva's story, especially.
Where's Andor picking up?
Oh, that's
where's Andor picking up? I mean, what? I'm sorry.
That's a good question.
Come on, what time period?
Yeah, like.
It's going to be early days of the rebellion.
So we actually might see. So we actually might see him again.
Who?
O'Shea.
O'Shea. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. I would really like to see some. I don't know if I want to see like another show or like some. How sometimes they do like the mini episodes or whatever of the resistance and the path and learning more about that. I think that would be really interesting. And then we could get Tala back because I cried when she died. Oh,
rumors are that Obi-Wan is going to get the second season. That's a rumor, and it's going to be because there is a comic book of him on Tatooine having adventures, not dealing with Luke. Okay. So there's that. From what I understand, Reva was originally supposed to be killed, and then at the last moment,
rumors about her getting her own
that she might get her own show as a spinoff.
Give it to her.
Now I have a question since I haven't seen any of this. Is it anything resembling? I know what the basic plot is. Is it anything resembling the John Jackson Miller Kenobi book where it's set sort of like a Western, or did they change that completely?
It's still not. No, it doesn't really follow that.
Okay, I was just wondering.
It's still more of a lone wolf and cub thing where it's starting to get a little tiresome in Star Wars, because we had it with the Mandalorian, and
but that's all they are. That's all there is in space. It's like there's a guy looking after a young one.
I'm not
taking him. He takes him as a mission. That's all there is. That's all there is to do in space is to look after young children that are orphans. That's all you got to do.
Well, if you read Kenobi by John Jackson Miller, it was basically a Western. He came to town. He dropped off Luke with his aunt and uncle, and then he went and found himself a little cave. He tried to keep to himself. The big bad boss hog type of character was harassing people with his horrible children. He went in like a gunslinger. He saved the day. He saved the girl. He had no interaction, and basically that wrapped it up. And we found out that the Tusken Raiders leaders are female, and that was the entire book. They
followed it up until
the cave.
The cave. That's it.
Okay. All right. Because I was now. Did they do the crate dragon or not?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
No.
No.
But I liked it. It was a really good series, and I felt like, for me, like I said, I consider myself just kind of like a casual Star Wars fan. Like, I'm not into it like I am with, like, say, Harry Potter or The Walking Dead. So there's still a lot about the Star Wars universe that I need to learn, and eventually I do plan to sit down and like watch everything. But I feel like that was something that I needed for me, because I felt a little let down by the Book of Boba Fett. Like,
You weren't the only one.
it wasn't really what I was expecting from, from that
You know what it
series.
was?
You weren't the only one. A lot of people felt the same way, and it didn't help that that group of episodes were the Mandalorian 2.5. That really didn't help,
Yeah.
because it's almost as if they acknowledged that the Book of Boba Fett wasn't as good as it was supposed to be. It wasn't doing well, and so it's almost like they had to write some additional stuff with the Mandalorian in it to kind of pull people back in.
I think that's exactly what it was. It's like they were in the second episode, and they were like, guys, this isn't really what we need some filler space. Yo, call Pedro real quick. Get him in here for a couple episodes.
And I think the thing that like really was weird about it was, so my limited knowledge of Star Wars, or limited knowledge, Boba Fett is a bounty hunter. You know, he's supposed to be fearless. He's supposed to be, people are scared of him. And that was what I was looking for. And then also with the Tusken Raiders, aren't these the same group of people that kidnapped Shmi?
Well, they're different tribes, but yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it was kind of like one of those things where I was like, so, I've heard of redemption arcs and everything, but like, you're giving me these two things that one of them is supposed to be feared and the other one we're not supposed to like, and then all of a sudden it's like you're making them sympathetic and you're making them, it was just really weird to me. And
well,
then
actually,
I love Ming-Na Wen. I was looking forward to Fennec. She's supposed to be like the badassest sniper there, and she basically was kind of like just following Boba around, and it just, I don't know, it felt weird to me. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't anything that it didn't excite me like, say, the Mandalorian did, or like Kenobi has.
They made some weird narrative choices. I won't say weird. This made some interesting narrative choices. One of the things I did like the Tusken Raider stuff, because we were always told they were sort of savages, and this sort of fleshed them out as actual people in a culture.
Okay.
So yeah, we do know them for kidnapping Shmi, that particular tribe, but they have their reasons for that stuff.
Okay.
They're very Dune-like almost, with the wrappings and the Fremen stuff, right, Anthony?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got that vibe.
Because that's where he kind of got the idea from.
Okay.
So talking about Lucas. But the other thing is, if you let them tell it, a lot of it had to do with Tamara Morrison, that he wanted to play Boba a specific way.
Okay.
And that sort of put him in conflict with how the show was being done. Like, he didn't want to do a lot of talking because he believed Boba Fett didn't do a lot of talking. So
he really didn't do that much talking.
Yeah. And he's not.
He didn't do any talking in the first 3 movies. He didn't do hardly any talking. He had like 2 or 3 lines. That's it.
But it's very hard, I think, I'm not saying he's the worst actor in the world, but it's not like he's the type of actor that can give you a lot in an expression. Like, Ewan McGregor can walk his way through a movie and not say a word, and you know what the fuck is going on with him.
Okay, yeah.
But
Tamara Morrison is not like that. He's not that kind of an actor.
Well, yes, but Morrison, remember, over in his was it New Zealand, he started that one movie where he did nothing but talk, and that movie got the equivalent of like 9 Oscars over there.
Right, but it's the interpretation of the character.
Yeah.
Of the character.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Boba Fett to be very conversive.
He should be a man of few words and a lot of action. It's just that there wasn't a lot of action.
that Fennec would have been his mouthpiece to talk for him. Like he wouldn't have to do any talking. That Fennec would do all the talking and intimidating. Like if someone was saying something or approaching him, Fennec would step forward and be like, "You speak to me first, not him." And
yeah,
then
I think that's kind of what I was expecting.
You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's like, you know, it's because he's gonna be the Hut. It's like the Hut. Nobody approaches the Hut, but through their mouthpiece. Nobody does. So it's like that's what should have been. What really should have happened is like Finnick or one of the little Power Ranger kids or shit. Even even Black Kirsten could have been his guy. Shit, anybody but him. He shouldn't have really had to talk that much because he's the vet.
And if he wanted to do it differently, it should have been like, you know, Finnick and goes out and does, so she comes back and she be like, you know, I tried my best. He'll like, well, fuck it, I guess I have to do it myself. And he'd be like, oh shit, here we go. You know what I'm saying? That should have been what we felt like, but it wasn't like that.
See,
like
I didn't get
to turning
like
him into
towards
Thanos.
the end, and even like even then it was kind of like you said, it became the Mandalorian 2.5, which I'm not mad at.
It was.
But
he was more Boba Fett than Boba Fett was.
But see, I'm also wondering if that was kind of like their way to bridge those two characters, and maybe if we'll see more of Boba Fett in the Mandalorian. So
no, I think
they realized they fucked up. They realized
exactly. They ran out of shit to say, and they needed something to keep people interested. That's why they did the Mandalorian in the one episode, and then the other episode they had Luke and Ahsoka. It's like no other reason but to keep people interested and to have them tune in to watch multiple times. Okay. That's the only reason they would have those have I can never pronounce Ahsoka. Ahsoka. Have Ahsoka talking to Luke, which is basically that's superior fan service. Because everybody has wanted Ahsoka to talk to Luke. Everybody. They want that conversation so bad. Okay. So they gave them 3 minutes of a conversation. And everybody was just like, and they stayed to watch the rest of Boba Fett.
Like, I'm not even familiar with her character, but I was like, I was excited about it. I mean, seriously, I know about her character. Like, I've seen her character, of course, going to Dragon Con. You're gonna see like a lot of them around. But as far as like who her character is, what her character does, I didn't really know because I've never watched any of the animated series. So, and that's the only time that I remember seeing her character. But even so, I think seeing her in The Mandalorian, I fell in love with her character. Like, I was like, oh, this character is so cool. And then to see her again in Book of Boba Fett, again, like I said, I felt like it was everybody else's show but his. So
yeah, and Rosario, and off subject, Rosario is killing that fucking role. Like she is.
Oh, is Ahsoka? Oh yeah.
Yeah, she is taking full advantage of that shit.
Yes.
And also, I think another reason they wanted to show Luke was to show that they fixed that aging CGI that was questionable at the end of the second season of The Mandalorian. Even though everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's young Luke," and he didn't move his mouth when he talked, so they had to fix that. I didn't
care about that. It was Luke and the lightsaber. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about how he looked. And
I noticed it, but I was still too psyched about seeing Luke like actually in a modern series, like in how they did it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind it being Kenobi, because and I'm not gonna spoil it, but there is a flashback sequence that we see of Obi-Wan and Anakin, older Anakin, and where they're training, and I was so excited when I saw that. Like, literally, I think I'm in the minority where I didn't hate the prequel movies as much as most people did, and I didn't hate Hayden Christensen's performance. Like, I know he got like bullied and all this other stuff. I didn't hate his performance as much, but I was so excited to see him come back for this role, and then to see that flashback sequence, like when they showed him with the little braid, I was sitting in my seat like, yay, we get to see
Yeah,
him.
and then they pan around and he looks like he's about 65 years old.
He does not look that old, but he obviously doesn't look like a 19-year-old either.
I know
so.
they didn't bother because what will be the point? We just have to suspend our disbelief.
Right. And honestly, it didn't bother me that much.
It didn't bother me
either.
bother
me that much. Look, y'all got him to come back, and I feel like y'all gave him a second chance to do something great with this character.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just been watching like the interviews that he's been doing and seeing the reception that he got at Celebration. I watched some of those panels and seeing the reaction he got at Celebration when they called his name. I teared up because I was like, he deserves this.
I think a lot of us,
so much shit.
I would like to think that a lot of us in the Star Wars fandom realize now over the years that it wasn't him. Like, if you watch Hayden Christensen and everything he does, he's a stellar actor.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back and watch Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and you realize it wasn't him. The talent is there. You see other places, and we just have to come to terms with the fact that George Lucas doesn't know how to direct actors. He just
that's something I've consistently heard over the years.
The time that he didn't was when I can't remember the guy's name, directed Empire Strikes Back, and everyone was like, oh my God, it was brilliant. And then George Lucas was like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. So he went back to directing.
It was brilliant, Andrew Kurtzman. But see, the thing is, I'm like you. I didn't hate the prequels. I hated the new stuff. The ones with Finn, those things, they can take those outside and dump them in the garbage. But the prequels, I did.
There could be some improvement.
I did.
There could be some improvement, and there were some things we could talk about some things that were wrong with them and be here for a while, but I didn't hate them. I love the new characters. I love what they tried to do, but I feel like they dropped the ball with like Finn's character.
Okay, I'll go with you on this one. There could have been a lot better storytelling. The characters themselves were interesting, but the storytelling sucked. Now, the prequels, I don't know if any of y'all did what I did, but I stood outside for 3 days in a tent to see the movies. Okay, I was one of those people that was on the sidewalk in a tent.
Was that you and Fanboys? I thought that was
that was me and Fanboys. That was me, fangirl.
I did like the first one. The second, the other two I liked. I thought they were good. I thought that the ending fight sequence in Revenge of the Sith was probably one of the best ones in the whole series.
Yeah.
I think that was worth me watching the whole thing. I don't like how they did my boy Mace. That was fucked up. But the whole Jar Jar thing was just he was 100% a Sith because he tried to ruin all the movies. That's what it is. He's like his ass was just like.
Well,
I mean, how can you be racist to like 3 different groups of people at the same time? And he managed to do that shit. And I'm like, yes, he did. Fucking dude.
Yep. But Attack of the Clones was a much better movie than Phantom Menace. Okay, Attack of the Clones, I actually liked what they did with the bankers and the whole thing with the Padme and all that, and the whole thing. I liked Attack of the Clones. Okay, the other two, but.
I don't hate them. I actually, the older I get, the more I kind of like the Phantom Menace. Jar Jar Binks really drags that movie down a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes,
he drags that down a lot. He drags it. Attack of the Clones is a better movie, but it's a superior movie. There was a guy who did an edit where he edited out all of Hayden Christensen and all of the Anakin and Padme scenes. And it's actually a really good movie because it turns into like this mystery with Obi-Wan trying to track down who tried to kill Padme, and it's really really good. It turned into like this sci-fi noir movie.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, now that I can get with, because see, my thing is that first of all, she robbed the cradle. Okay, she's like at least 7, 8 years older than
No,
him.
she's
I always
not
had a
that
problem
much
with
It's
that.
older
not
than
that.
him. She's not that
It's
but you know
not
what I
supposed
mean.
to be that much older. Yeah.
It's not that
I
much
know, but you know what I mean. I didn't care for that. But see,
look at him in Attack of the Clones. It's like she looks like she's like 15, and he looks
and
like
he was
he's
like this
7.
little shorty guy. Yes, exactly.
She's over there flirting with somebody in first grade, and she's in middle
Yeah,
school.
pretty much.
Like,
yep.
They fixed it. Granted that they fixed it and it looked better. And Attack of the Clones, they look closer. I was like, okay, that's a little okay. I see it now. Okay, that's fine. But she still looked the same. And Hayden Christensen is like in high school. It's like she's still in middle school, but then Hayden Christensen's in high school. Like he was this tall the first one, but then he turned his side up to this off.
Yep.
I'm like,
But
damn,
I'm gonna be honest though,
those
if
midichlorians are fucking major shit.
But the funny thing is, if you think about your childhood, like I remember me, I was the tall girl. I towered over all of the boys. Like there were boys my age who were shoulder height to me. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, if you look at it like that, it doesn't seem weird, especially since they never actually tell us what their ages are. It's just that Jake Lloyd looks like a kid.
No, we know how old they are because if you read the EU novels, they tell you exactly how old.
But for those of us who won't go and read the novels, we're only looking at the movies. Then
you can be like, well, let's see, he's like 12 and she's like
17,
15 or 16.
No, she was 17.
I'm saying not if you're a person who didn't read the expanded EU novels, which are no longer canon, mind you.
I know.
Those are not canon anymore.
Bookshelf. I have a whole bookshelf of books that mean nothing. But that's
so
okay.
Yeah, so you can be like 12 and 16, and so it kind of works out.
Yeah, but see, Hanako, I got a bone to pick with you. Okay, you're talking about towering over people. I stopped growing in like the 8th grade. I'm only 5'1". I'm having a problem. My grandfather was 4'11". I have problems with tall people.
Well, I've been the same height since I was maybe 12. So I haven't grown since then. So I shot up and then I stopped. And then everybody
I never shot up. Well,
Hmm.
I'm still trying to genetically figure out how my mother is 6'2", my brother is 6'4", and I'm 5'1". I know, right?
I have no response for that.
Exactly.
I was just we ain't touching that one.
I'm 5'9". I've been 5'9" since like 9th grade. So
I've been 5'11" since 9th grade.
So. Okay.
So it's like
So let me ask you this.
I got nothing.
So let me ask you this, just a quick. This is what me asking to Hanako one little side question since we're talking about everything tonight. Hanako, I got spoiled on Legacies, and I know what happened. I haven't seen the episode yet.
I don't know what happened. I know about. Of course, we know
the
Klaus
person who
shows up. But then I found out that one other person showed up, and I was like, y'all wait till the fucking last episode. But
exactly.
But that's okay because Legacies is going to be on Netflix. The new season is going to be on Netflix in 2 days, so I'll get to binge all of season 4.
But, and I'm not going to spoil it. But you heard what Julie Plex said.
That
they're not
the
done.
Vampire Diaries universe is not done.
They are bringing Elena and Stefan's daughter.
You mean and Damon's
They're bringing Stephanie Salvatore.
Okay, because I think
who's named after her cousin who died.
Right,
that Damon actually killed.
That's a whole lot to unpack.
He's a bad uncle. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of story information.
I mean, but what they were supposed to do, if they had gone on to a 5th season, I think at that point they were going to start introducing.
They were going to bring Stephanie in.
Yeah, they were going to bring Stephanie into it. But of course, since they got canceled, they kind of knew that there was a possibility that they might be canceled, and I don't think it had anything to do with the show or its performance, but it's because the future of the CW is kind of up in the air because they might be getting sold. So they did season 4 so that if it was a series finale, it would fit and it wouldn't be so much of a like cliffhanger or anything like that. You know how it is sometimes when you have the finales and they leave you with this big cliffhanger to go into the next season and then they never get a next season. So
like Legends of Tomorrow will not get a proper ending, which makes me mad because I like Legends. You know, I mean, people may not have kept watching it, but I was one of those people that once a year I binge the season. So the fact that they're not going to get closure, you know, I'm a little sad about that.
Yeah,
See, that's
I
the
was
show
to go back.
I have had no interest in that show. Legends of Tomorrow.
It was fun.
I
The first few seasons I watched.
I tried
and then I
that
just
first
fell
season.
off.
First season, I don't think I made it past 5 or 6 episodes. I just
Oh,
couldn't.
It didn't get good until Nick Zano's character showed up, and when Constantine showed up. When Constantine showed up, then it became a party, as they would say, because they did like a Star Trek parody in one episode, and they did a Friends parody. It turned into like the joke, you know, episode of the week. But when Constantine showed up, it got better. But I just want to say this: I am sad that the CW is being sold off, and I'm sad because they never made any money, according to them, which shocked me because Arrow just went through, you know, everything, the Flash, Smallville, whatever. But the thing is, Supernatural, right? But they never made any money. How is that possible? And now they're selling it off in pieces, and I'm sad because it's going to be an end of an era. I mean, I'm sure Walker and some of the other shows might limp along for like another season, maybe 2, but I just feel like that's the last bash. It's like saying that Sci-Fi Network is, you know, Sci-Fi Channel is going to be called Sci-Fi, and it goes off to the ether, and we never watch it ever again.
I don't know, because I mean, Walker just got approved for a spinoff. So they're
which Catherine McNamara, which I can't wait to see.
Yep. And then of course they have the Winchesters that's coming. So I don't know like what was the determining factor in some shows being renewed and then others not. I don't know. Like I said, I'm so far behind in Legacies because the CW, they only put the most recent 5 episodes on. And I think when I tried to get caught up, I've seen the first episode of season 4. And then I think when I tried to get caught up, it was on episode 5. So I didn't have episodes 2, 3, and 4. And I was like, I'm not paying for these right now. It's just, no, I pay for enough streaming services and everything. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait.
And then some of the shows that you start watching, like Kung Fu, the new Kung Fu with the girl, that was actually pretty good, but they didn't put it on Netflix. You know, I mean,
it's not on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
Oh, but you know what? Because last year when the 3rd season ended, it was like months before it showed up on Netflix. Yeah, because I was trying to watch it before Dragon Con because I did a Legacies panel at Dragon Con, and I was trying to watch it before Dragon Con, and it was like still not on Netflix. I was like, so I just finally ended up buying it so I could, you know, do what I need to do. But yeah.
Well, I think what they said is that the deal that they had was going to end with any new series after 2020 because they keep Arrow on there, they keep Legends, they keep Supergirl, but I think anything past a certain point they just won't bring it. And then I keep hearing rumors that they're going to move it to some other network. Maybe they might move it to Paramount Plus because the Supergirl started off in CBS. They might move it over there. That would make sense. But see, the problem is that we're paying $8.99 here, $7.99 here, $15.99 here. Our streaming bill is beginning to approach our cable bill of yesteryear,
which is, you know, and I'm like, the cord for cable
quickly,
right? Yeah. Exactly. You know, I'm not up to pre-cable bill limit yet, but come on.
But I mean, they add up. You know, you got Netflix and you got Disney Plus, and then you got Paramount Plus, and then you got this and you got that, and Amazon Prime, Stars, and HBO Max, and all of this.
Add up.
Yeah, it does.
So I think with the CW though, not being profitable as a network, it sounds a little strange because I know they probably not counting the money they made through streaming services. Like the contracts they had with like Netflix and all this stuff, they were making money. It's just that the network itself probably wasn't very profitable. So I always kind of looked at it as like a syndication warehouse where they create these shows, they put them on there for I think it's 100 episodes, and then they sell them off to syndication. And it's almost like that's sort of what it was. It was just the asset, it never lost money, but it never really made money either.
Yeah.
But it was a source of some ancillary income through streaming services.
Okay.
So, but it makes sense to get rid of, because what's the point of keeping it at this point? You know, just with DC not needing it anymore because DC has its own streaming services. Now they're going through HBO Max. So what is the point of CW now?
Right.
Well, not only that, I was watching a couple of the DC animated movies, the newer ones on HBO Max this week, and I'm telling you, because it's HBO, I watched the Titans one, and I watched the one on Deathstroke, Suicide Squad, and I watched the new Injustice,
Justice League Dark 2.
Yes,
it's pretty good.
Those things are X and R rated. My God, look, they are deep. Okay, I mean, they're killing people, they're maiming people. Just that opening sequence of the whole Suicide Squad one with Deathstroke and killing certain characters with blood and guts. They had an animated Dr. Fate who was working as a stripper, and they showed it. And I'm sitting there going, now, the hell am I watching?
You are on to something, but the problem is you can't do that stuff live action, and DC's live action stuff kind of sucks. Unless they put it on Amazon.
I was gonna say the funny thing was when Lori was giving that description, she said two things. She said X-rated and she said deep, and I was like Herogasm, because that's the episode that's coming up this week.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, I love the person with whom I live with, I'm related to by marriage. I do, but we watch Superman and Lois.
Oh God, I gave up on that.
Watching it always reminds me of, this is why I don't like CW shows, and then it's a DC show on the CW, and you're like, oh my God, really, guys?
I think I saw one scene
the
from
world is coming to
ago.
an end, but we want to talk about this love letter you wrote to a girl. I was like, come on, guys.
Look, when John Henry quote unquote showed up, I stopped watching Superman because I was watching it while I was working, at home. So I'm still at home, and I gave up. It was so boring. I'm sitting there and I'm going, can we just have Martian Manhunter just show up just for the ears alone? You can edit that out, Hanako, because I know I'm not being nice about people's ears. But my thing is that Superman and Lois are so boring. I actually fell asleep while watching a Superman show.
Yeah. So there's that. So CW's not. I'm not gonna miss
Superman
CW.
Yet. So well, yeah, I know, because you literally, we can hear you roll your eyes anytime you start talking about a CW show. It's just like, oh my God.
But speaking of which,
I started watching Naomi, and Naomi has some potential.
They canceled it.
How is that?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, they canceled it?
Yeah,
I know they canceled it.
Oh well.
It's gone.
Well, there goes that. So I'm just gonna throw this out here. Everyone knows that I have had, over the last 6 months, since I'm 50. It's my birthday year. This is my birthday episodes next one coming up. I've been doing everything from, we'll do Identity Crisis, we'll do here. Anyway, I finally made up my mind, and we're going to do Titans, as in Titans on HBO. And we're doing the penultimate episode and the premiere episode, Hawk and Dove and Dawn and Hank. So we're going to do 2 episodes as one episode of Titans with the Hawk and Dove storyline. And I'm excited because it's DC. And those
she's been trying to get us to talk about DC stuff forever, but it's like,
that's right.
From what we've covered, Wonder Woman 1984 since the podcast started, and the Batman Snyder cut, and I think that's pretty much it. So
speaking of, have you watched Firestarter yet, Hanukkah?
I have not. I got to do that this weekend.
Okay.
There's so much, like, I'm looking at you. You have your Jurassic Park shirt on. I was supposed to go see Jurassic World Dominion, and that was the same weekend that I got COVID, so I didn't go see it. And I'm like, I need to go see Top Gun Maverick, because I heard that was
so
an
good.
amazing
It was really
film.
good.
I need to see Jurassic World Dominion.
I was like, I did not expect it to be as good as it was. I thought it was just going to be.
That's what everybody is saying. That's what everybody is saying.
It's literally an 80s movie made today. Like it has all the corny little 80s little tropes all rolled into one. Val Kilmer says 5 words in here, and he might get an Oscar for supporting actor.
I never saw Top Gun when it came out. I thought the whole thing was stupid. I waited in line to see Cocktail, but I refused to watch Top Gun because it was stupid and idiotic.
We watched it again.
Top Gun was actually a really good movie.
Yeah, we watched it again before we went to go see Maverick, and you realize it actually has a lot of substance to it. It's actually a really good movie. You on the surface, you look at it and you think, oh my God, this is going to be so cheesy, corny. And you watch it and it has some depth to it. It's actually really good.
Well, I saw the previously unaired scene with Goose, and I was like, okay, whatever. Now, see, I like the soundtrack because I love Kenny Loggins, but given the time and where I lived and in the situation, I just never got around to it because there was so much other stuff to see. Now, I will watch it, when it comes out on HBO, because everything comes out on HBO. But for me, I would rather see Jurassic Park. I want to see, them running around, with the dinosaurs. But never was.
There isn't a lot of running around with the dinosaurs.
There's a lot of running from the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. But
I'm just gonna say, don't get your hopes up and don't get really excited about Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh, okay. But since you mentioned 80s, I will say this. I went to go see, and I went to an advanced screening of The Black Phone last night. Go watch that movie. It was
what is that?
Great. So The Black Phone is a movie starring Ethan Hawke, and it's about this guy who wears this really creepy mask, and he goes around the neighborhood snatching kids. And one of the kids that he snatches, there's like this black phone that's on the wall, and supposedly the phone doesn't work, but it keeps ringing. And it's the ghosts of the boys who have been captured before and killed, giving the new kidnapped boy pointers on how to get free. And it's like, it has a little bit of a supernatural element to it with the ghosts, but it's like straight 80s movie. There's a little bit of, it was a really good movie. It wasn't as scary as I thought in a horror sense, because I thought it was going to be like a horror movie. It's more suspense. And there were some scenes where I did, you had a few jump scares and I jumped, but it was such a good movie. Ethan Hawke, let me tell you, that dude,
he's having a renaissance with Moon Knight and everything.
And I'm here for it. I'm here.
I don't do horror films, but I it sounds interesting.
It's suspense. It's suspense more than horror.
Last horror movie I saw was about 15 years ago, and Mark and Marcy convinced me to go see Poltergeist at the movie theaters at 3:00 in the afternoon, and then we watched it back to back. That was the last time I saw a horror film.
Oh man!
Wait, the original Poltergeist or the new?
Yes, the original Poltergeist.
Oh, okay.
I've only ever seen about 15 minutes of the original Poltergeist. I will not touch that movie. Absolutely not. No,
exactly.
No. Even now, as a grown 47-year-old woman, no, absolutely.
Wait. But you're gonna watch Stranger Things though.
Stranger Things is amazing. That was where I was going next.
That's where I was
going next with this 80s. Stranger Things. Oh my God, this season was we still have 2 movie length episodes coming, and I think it's like just under 2 weeks. Next Saturday.
Is it next Saturday?
Next Friday, July 1st.
Yeah.
But oh my God, this season was amazing. And I'm just gonna say it because I always have to say it. I keep saying, I have been saying it for years. I have actually been saying this for over a decade. Jamie Campbell Bower is so fucking underrated. And this Joker was brilliant in this season. I can't wait to see the rest of what's about to happen. But oh my God, when I tell you, I was ready for it. And I sat down and I binged it in the whole day. And people were like, no, it's too much. I gotta break it up. I had to stop around episode 4 and I had to take a break. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all punks? I sat there and watched the whole thing. It was great. It was so good. And I like the way that they did the season where they kind of instead of it being the whole group working together, you have like the group is kind of fractured right now, not fractured in a bad way, but you just have some people
They're
over
in different
here
places
with this, and you have some people over here with that. And I loved it because, and it was kind of like how I felt with Endgame, Avengers Endgame, because you got to see characters who normally would not be in the same bubble or in the same group kind of intermingle with each other, and you see them work together, and it was just a whole different dynamic, and I loved it. I was like, I love this, I love this, I love this. But now, having watched the new trailer for it yesterday, I'm so scared because I feel like somebody's, or maybe a couple of somebody's, are gonna die, and I can't pick and choose which ones I would be okay with, because I wouldn't be okay with any of them dying. But like, Eddie is like one of my favorites now. I love him. And I don't know if this is the fact that he actually looks like a younger version of Eddie Van Halen, and that's my mom's obsession from the 80s catching up with me. But I love his character, and I don't want nothing to happen to him.
Steve is a goner.
No, you can't say that. We are not speaking that into existence. No,
he's a goner.
We are not doing this. No.
I'm getting the evil eye over here.
Thank you, Michelle. If something happens to him, I'm showing up at your doorstep and I'm gonna beat you down because you spoke it into existence. Nothing can happen to Steve. No.
But yeah,
I'm a little bit worried about Jonathan though, because Jonathan hasn't really been as, like, he's been active in this season, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Before we got on, you had mentioned something about another show that we covered that just finished wrapping.
Shadow and Bone. Season 2 is done. They have finished. They have been posting like behind the scenes photos, and I will pull them up, but even if I show them to you on the camera, you're not going to be able to see them because of the light. But go to like the different individual Instagram pages, like especially of Ben Barnes posted some fun stuff, and then why is her name escaping me? Oh my God, Alina. Why can I not think of her name? Jason May Lee. She recently got her hair cut. She has this like real straight fade pixie cut. It looks so good on her. But I'm just looking, I'm like, oh, there's all the babies, and there's all the babies, and there's the crows, and there's our our Grisha and our what you call it. I'm just looking at the pictures, and I'm like, okay, y'all just y'all just wrapped filming, but I need to know, when are we getting season 2?
Let's see our Ravens.
I need it, and also I need to know so I can go back and finish editing these last 3 episodes that we recorded last year. And I just,
oh my God, we still
bruh, if you saw with my backlog, like, we talk about a lot of shit.
We do talk about a lot of
stuff. We talk
stuff.
about a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, I have a real life, I have a real job that pays the bills that I have to go to, because other than that, everything would be caught up. But I was looking at the backlog, y'all. I'm about to, like, when y'all are gonna have to learn how to edit, so y'all can help me on this. We're gonna have to do that.
I have volunteered.
I know. We just haven't had a chance to like really sit down and do it, but we're gonna have to do it. We have Shadow and Bone episode 6 and 7 that I still need to do. We still have Loki, the last 2 Loki episodes. Oh, excuse me, Shadow and Bone 6, 7, and 8. I still got y'all's Leverage Redemption episode. The Harder They Fall. I did find it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that I'd never posted Shang-Chi. I looked at that and I was like, what? So yeah, I have a lot of catching up to do, but I don't have I need a clone. I need a clone, or I need the winning Powerball numbers or something, so I can just sit here and do this instead of dealing with the aggravating folks I deal with at my job.
Oh yeah, kept that 300 plus mil. Heck yeah.
Did you see someone hit the 5 numbers for like almost 8 mil on the mega?
See, I can use that.
I know, right?
I can use that. Like, there's so many things I can get done with $8 million. Even like half of that.
if I can't win the big putt, I'll take the second prize of 8 million.
You know what? At this point, I'll take $1 million. Just give me $1 million.
100,000. What you talking?
I don't know, 100,000 that don't go as far as it used to. I mean,
I was gonna say,
if you think about the housing prices in Atlanta right now, 100,000 is not gonna go.
Atlanta, talk about San Francisco.
I'm not even considering San Francisco. No, you are that San Francisco is so far off my radar.
Speaking of which, Santa Clara was picked along with Atlanta for the 2025 World Cup. Along with LA, I'm going to go broke because Levi Stadium is 1.8 miles from my house, and I'm going to the World Cup. I don't care what Mark says. He's like, what? But what about COVID? I was like, excuse my language, guys. Fuck COVID. I'm seeing the World Cup. Okay.
Right. I mean, hey, YOLO.
I was so excited. I was so excited when I saw that because at first I saw Atlanta, and then they said Santa Clara, Levi Stadium. Like, I live like less than 2 miles from Levi Stadium. I'm going to the World Cup.
But you still got to come to Atlanta, though.
Well, I'm going to Atlanta. See, but what you guys don't know is that I'm a soccer fanatic. Okay, growing up, soccer. Every 4 or 5 years, World Cup. I lose my mind. I actually take a week off from work and watch on TV at all hours of night. Nothing but soccer.
I believe it.
So yeah, I'm a fanatic. I'm so excited. I'm like, Santa Clara World Cup. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
And then think about this. It's like we have so much stuff to watch that we have yet to watch. Coming up, we have Thor. We got Black Adam. We have like so much shit coming.
Thor: Love and Thunder is coming. I'm so ready for that. I'm so ready for that.
We have Leverage season 2 coming.
Leverage, yeah, second season Leverage with the 100th episode, which means they've combined. They've done over 100. This season will give them over 100 episodes, which is crazy.
Oh,
you're talking about Leverage Redemption? Because I was like, how do you have 100 episodes in 2 seasons? But I forgot.
It all
Redemption
counts.
is like
counts.
a spinoff, right?
It all counts.
Well, it's not really a spinoff; it's more as a continuation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a continuation more so.
Okay.
But Albert Hodge is going to be Hawkman in Black Adam, and he's in Leverage, so I can't wait.
Aldous looks good in it too.
Because he was also in The Walking Dead and Supernatural.
Yep.
Well, we've been watching him since he was like 22 years old.
Yeah. Around maybe younger than that. I'm going to give a very unpopular opinion.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to Black Adam more than I'm looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'm with you right there, my brother. Right there. I want to see what they're going to do with Mary Marvel and Tawny and the rest of the Shazam family. I want to, because I heard Osiris and Isis are going to be in this movie.
The Rock is in a major comic book movie.
I mean, I'm excited for that. Yes.
Is in a
but
major
I'm sorry, I got to see Thor's ass in the trailer. I'm looking forward to Thor.
Okay, you're gonna see the same thing.
We'll see Thor, but we're talking about Conduct. We're talking about Black Adam. We're talking about Hawkman, Hawkgirl. We're
talking about Pierce Brosnan probably being Dr. Fate. We're talking about having Dr. Fate on the. We're talking about all this other
Discount
stuff.
Dr. Strange. Sorry.
I want to
see
that.
We're talking about having James Bond as Dr. Fate. Okay. Here's Remington Steele.
Here's the thing. Did any of you ever think that we would get a Dr. Fate in a popular movie, like a popular film that is probably going to generate over $100 million? Like a mainstream
I'm still happy
film.
He showed up in Young Justice
with a premier actor. Not with some cast off guy, but with a premier actor portraying him.
I cannot get my hopes up for a company that basically bombs everything.
Well,
but
I get it.
Okay, Anthony. I will give you Shazam because Shazam was more comic. Shazam should have been serious, but it worked. Okay, the whole Marvels at the end that worked, but it was comic.
Yeah, and Zachary Levi is fucking amazing. That's why that movie worked.
It is, but I you know what? I will actually give that to you because I submit to you that Wonder Woman 1 and 2 should have been way better than it was. Okay. The only movie that was halfway decent was Aquaman.
See,
and that
okay.
sucked.
Look,
I haven't even finished
we're not gonna
watching.
do this right
I haven't
now.
even finished watching Aquaman
We're
because
not going to do this right now,
get
Lord.
past her.
Okay, look.
We're not going to do this right now,
Look,
Lord.
hold on a
We're
second.
not.
I get it, Anthony. I get it because DC has a terrible track record right now. A horrible track record as far as movies go.
Right
Like,
now, just right
okay,
now.
Okay, period. Okay, period.
Well, yeah.
They have a bad track record. Period. Fine.
Except for Batman.
But those, for some reason, you know what I think about those? I think about the Batman ones. It's kind of like how Sony has Spider-Man and Marvel has everything else.
Right.
It almost feels like that. Like the people that do Batman, the directors that do Batman are like separate from the regular DC
They're
universe
over here on the left.
somehow.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it seems like to me. But what I'm saying is, The Rock is in a comic book movie.
Can't wait to see
The Rock is in charge of this movie. The Rock has been planning this movie for
10 years.
10 years.
It's kind of like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's the one thing
that was just brilliant.
That's the one thing that's giving me that's making me excited to see this. And also to see Aldous Hodge as fucking Hawkman.
Hawkman, I know.
And to see Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
What are they going to do? Like, is DC going to do what they do? They're going to do this movie. Let's say it's good. Are they going to follow through? Are they going to keep going?
It was Almighty Isis and did the whole thing with Osiris.
Are they going to do anything? Are they going to combine Shazam and Black Adam?
Like they'd have to.
They should. They should. They have to.
I don't think. I don't
choice.
have the. I don't believe that. I don't believe
it. I get it. I get it.
Okay.
We'll go watch. We'll go watch Black Adam. We'll enjoy Black Adam, and then it'll be gone, and we'll never see anything ever.
Anthony,
have some
picture
hope,
this.
Anthony.
Picture the Rock. Picture the Rock.
Hope is where dreams go to die. Especially if you're a DC fan. That's what hope is.
With the cape out in the Black Adam costume, he's looking directly at Zachary Levi, and the eyebrow goes up, and he mutters very quietly, "Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Come on now, man!"
First of all,
no,
this movie is going to be so disrespectful to Black Adam. You have not read any of the comic books or seen any animated movies. This is going to be totally disrespectful to Black Adam.
But still,
this is not who he is.
No, because he should be actually pissed off.
Who he is.
No.
Okay.
Black
he should
Adam
be trying to murder everybody because
he should be trying to murder everyone. He should be with the JSA. Hawkman should be his best friend / best enemy. He should tangentially have something to do with Shazam. But yeah, no, you're right. He should be pissed off.
We'll see how it goes. I have no doubt that the movie is going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm just saying it's going to be one off.
Did you see the little preview that they did way before they did the main preview that they just put out like a couple weeks ago when they did the little short shot that they did when he first awakened and the guy walked up to him and he grabs him and he burns him to a fucking crisp.
Yes.
That's the kind of shit. That right there was better. That's all I needed. They could have really kept all the other shit. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm in. Let's go.
I just want an opening of either Baya or Kondak with him coming over because remember the backstory, the whole thing with him, with Dr. Fate, and the whole thing with the Shira and Carter and the whole Egyptian thing. I want to see like a little tiny, like 2 to 3 minute scene setting it up because Black Adam didn't start out because Black Adam was actually Shazam back in the day in ancient Egypt, and they show him going bad. I want to see that. I want to see, the Hawks, with the pyramids coming down with the spaceships. I want to see that,
After watching the trailer, I realized they're going to change his whole backstory. They're going to change it.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely going to change.
From what you just said.
There's not going to be any Thanagarians.
There's not going to be any children murdered in this movie.
No, there's not going to be. There's not going to be a Boom 2. There's not going to be There's not going to be no Adam Strange stuff. There's not going to be no Thanagarian Hawkman stuff. Yeah, I know.
Mm,
I'm just saying, I'm gonna get my hopes up. Like I said, that's where dreams go to die. And I was excited years ago that
Gotta get my
he
hopes up.
wanted to do this role, that he wanted this to be done, The Rock, that this was like his dream role. And like I think he's perfect for it. I'm just gonna be so disappointed it comes out and it's good.
Yeah.
And then they're not gonna repeat it.
Oh,
It's gonna be like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a fantastic movie. Wonder Woman was incredible. And then Wonder Woman 1984 comes out, and you're like, wow.
Okay, my friend, you and I
This is
saw
what
two
y'all
different
got?
movies because those movies sucked.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, the first one was good. The second one, we had some problems with it. We talked about it for like 2.5 hours.
Yes, I know we did.
I was with the second one, like right until it got towards the end, and I was like, God damn it.
I was with the second one up until the opening credits ended.
Oh, yeah, me too. But see, here's the thing. With the movies that they have and what we have, we're obviously talking DC. My problem is that I don't think it's not the fact that they can't successfully get a movie out that's good. They have a problem with the actors. They have a problem with the budget, and they have a problem with editing. That what's that old boy that is getting arrested or because he was doing whatever with the girl?
Ezra, yes, him. He's apparently officially out as the Flash now. So
thank God. But I'm saying
they didn't have a choice. It's like
but you got a whole movie already filmed. What are you gonna do with that?
Which they will never make a theatrical release.
It's like he did this shit on purpose. It's almost I guarantee it looks like the way it looks like he did it on purpose. Like he did everything he could to sabotage that movie, to make that movie not come out. It's like he did something really bad in Hawaii, and then he got arrested. He came in like, "This movie's still coming out?" Yep. Fuck.
Well,
bam, hit someone else. Went back into jail. He was like, "Is movie still coming out?" Yeah, it's still coming out. Fuck.
If you have followed them and what is, because I don't want to mess the pronouns up.
Them, yeah.
Them. You would realize that they have always had problems.
Yeah.
And they have always been an issue. It's just that executives have kind of looked the other way. And then at some point, they did some things that can't be avoided. They can't be hidden.
Right.
Like anymore. This whole thing that's going on now about a restraining order keeping him away from some 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And was he, excuse me, and I'm not trying to be funny, but did he not say that he was gay earlier?
That's been out for a while. That's been out since
So why is he prepping a 12-year-old girl if he's
they are not gay, and the 12-year-old girl I think is also a they.
I think I may have read that. I briefly read an article a few weeks ago. I just happened to see something about it pop up in my Facebook news today about the restraining order, and I was just
they are still a pedophile no matter what pronouns they are. Okay?
That is true.
That is correct.
It's kind of a problem because it's like they only came out as being gay at first. Like that's all you heard about them. It's like
I remember that. That's why I was asking that question.
They're like Ezra Miller is come out as gay. They didn't say anything about any other pronouns that he was using.
I remember.
But see, I think that was also pronouns, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it was probably before the whole pronoun quote unquote debate or with people saying okay whatever. But I think. I don't know. It bothers me that people who are so great in the things that they do are so fucking problematic.
Because if you look at Justice League, the Snyder Cut, the scenes that they included, he was actually awesome.
I'm going to disagree with Lori. I don't think it's the actors, really. I think a lot of companies have issues with actors. Actors
Right.
and actresses have always been problematic.
Mhm.
I think the problem with DC, and isn't it owned by Warner Brothers,
Yes.
is that they have some people in there in the studio, some executives, some studio heads, whoever. They see these movies when they watch the dailies. They're like, how
Right.
come this can't be more like a Marvel movie? You
I
know,
see.
and I think
Yeah.
they fall into the trap of, we need to catch up with Marvel, so we got to do this. And they do something. If it doesn't work right, then they say we got to do something different.
Yeah, and you
This
said that
isn't,
before, yeah.
yeah, this
Mhm,
isn't like what Marvel's doing. We're trying, and they bring in all these different directors and writers, and now they are trying this thing where they keep trying to find their Kevin Feige. So they have this guy hired now who's supposed to take over all the DC stuff and get it right, but at the expense of what? Because that means anything they have on the slate now is going to become irrelevant, or it's not going to really mean anything. So that's one of the things that it's hard to sort of buy into what DC is going to do, when now they've decided to go in a different direction with someone who's going to take over all the continuity.
Yeah.
So that's why I said Black Adam might be fun, but we're gonna sit there, we're gonna watch it, and then at the end of it, they're gonna be like, okay, well, that was it for that, because we have this other thing that we want to do. Aquaman 2 comes out, it's gonna do the same thing. They're gonna be starting over again at zero. Again.
Yep. This is true.
Yeah.
So
well, I have to wrap it up because I have to go pick my child up from work. But I think we got a lot out in
That
this.
was a lot.
Yeah, we did a
little
lot.
45 minutes. So maybe we should do these a little bit more. You know, more often, just to kind of break things up and do something a little bit different. So
because I got a whole 45 minutes about the new castings of the Dune 2.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to do a part 2 to that, because we
didn't mention anything about Miss Marvel, and the most recent episode was like,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But
Hanako
needs to get her kids. So
yep.
I will see you guys later.
All right. So that's it for this episode. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fandom Hybrid. You can watch our videos on YouTube and listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. Hope you join the conversation next time.